That was the dumbest thing I've done. Not gonna lie. Don't put your mouth on the side of the fitting you just torched. Oh. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Still working on a 72. This one, it's all about brakes. You know, my favorite thing. New cylinders, lines, custom stuff in the front end because Super Beetle owners are probably the worst ones that I like when they do lowering springs or, you know, drop spindles. Shoes, you name it, it's getting done with the exception of the hard lines. Hopefully they're still good. If they're not, unfortunately we'll replace them. But with that said, I don't know if I'm going to start on the front or the back, just due to the fact that, well, yeah, they're both going to be terrible. I got to do welding in the front, and I got to unstick the back, so it's going to go well. But stay tuned in the next scene to whatever the heck I decide on. I'm going to flip a coin, probably. I mean, that usually works. All right, guys, after a long deliberation with myself on what end of the car we're gonna be working on, I'm going to start on the rear. Mainly because the front drums are at least rotating. These are locked up. Went to try to break the adjuster. Well, I mean, I'll try to bring in and show you what we got going on. They are rusted. I mean, plumb solid. So I think I showed in a previous video that, you know, you can barely even rotate these drums, and yeah, they sort of move. But the adjusters in the back are just plumb rusted solid. Good news is, at least whoever did the Good news is, at least whoever did the brake job on this thing originally didn't know how to adjust drums, so they only ran one side out. So I'm hoping I could break that one side enough to, you know, run it in to get these drums off. Otherwise, they're gonna fight me. So what I think I'm going to do is get my automatic pecker out and, you know, just hit the adjuster. Hopefully it breaks loose. I hit it with heat, and, you know, I've been, you know, dumping that stuff on it, lube on it. And I'm hoping it's going to at least mildly cooperate. So let me get my, let's get some air. Let me see if I can break this thing. All right, the adjusters did cooperate. Got my, you know, get her off, you know, 2000, and we're gonna try. Hopefully these axle nuts cooperate, just zip off. They're free now, so I can actually, you know, they bind a little bit, but I can still spin them. So I'm hoping there's enough slack in it to, you know, let me get it off. But let's hit this thing with the Uggs and the Dugs. Weird spacer. Wrong drums? Huh. They had spacers on them. Never really seen that, so pads and shoes work. I mean, I guess it's fine. Usually spacers are more on the lines of like swing axle, so 68 if you're in longer tubes, but this is a IRS chassis. Again, plot thickens with this car. Bring you guys over to this side because I think it might cooperate a little bit better. Coming off. Yeah. Let me lower this. right, just lowered it. Let's see what we got going on. At least it comes off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All that schmutz in the bottom. That was just from the impact gun. Good news is the drums look fine and are reusable. Bad news is nothing else in here is. Let's walk around to the other side. I got better light over there, obviously. Probably can see a little better because I'm not gonna say 100%, but this side's probably gonna be about the same. And it is. But yeah, same. All that schmutz in the bottom. As from the impact, or the, auto pecker. So that's good. Drum looks fine again. But yeah, we'll, all this hardware shot, stretched. It'll get new wheel cylinders. These are leaking. So, new wheel cylinders, new shoes. Not a big deal. When we blow it apart, we'll knock those, actually get those adjusters to adjust. So, let me, round up some parts. Or wait, no, I'm still waiting on shoes. What am I waiting on? I'm waiting on something. Waiting on something for the brakes. I do have the soft lines. We are going to be replacing these things because they are just as bad. But yeah, I guess the next step is let me see what parts I have, and then we'll do soft lines because I know I have those. Pretty sure. Hold please. All right, yeah, I don't have those things I was talking about. Brake parts, still in order. Thought they came in, but, I'm juggling like 9,000 projects right now, so, yeah, don't have them. But anyway, that's not going to stop, progress. We're gonna, put the soft lines on because for some reason they showed up. So, good news is the hard lines themselves that run from there to there, they look in good shape, or relatively good shape. So I'm gonna leave them. I'm not gonna make new ones, obviously, because why? But yeah, I am gonna replace, like I said, these soft lines because they have seen better days. Not even joking. But yeah, we're gonna try not to dicker this fitting. Again, super freaking tight. Why? Why, guys? Why? And I say that because that's how you crack these fittings, and well, that's what I did on one of my other videos. Fire! We'll get a little lumens in here. Now you do want to be, if you are going the destructive method of using fire under here, just be careful because the floor pan, you really don't want, hey, now it's leaking. You really don't want to overheat that floor pan because you might have, carpet and stuff. You're catching on fires, I guess what I'm trying to say. Vice grips, do I have them somewhere? Stay. Put the self-locking pliers on that fitting, and hopefully it'll give an anti-spin leverage. Yep. There we go. Break that guy loose. Those fittings are brass, so I wonder if it even has any fluid coming back here. Those fittings are brass, so a little heat goes a long way. German brake line. It's original. Get the new guy. Whoobada whoobada whoobada. and you know, put her back in. Like I said, with most of my things, installation is the same as uninstallation. Connect this line back and call this side good. Make sure the, you know, the bend's bendy enough. Let me lower this thing. That's fine. That's completely fine. How did I get this stuck now? Unstuck. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm just attaching this, you know, metal hardline fitting to the soft rubbery hose. One thing, start them, always start them by hand. Make sure you get good, you know, good thread engagement on it before you start, you know, trying to wrench them. Because what's going to happen is you'll end up, you know, not all the time, but you'll probably cross-thread them. And then you're going to have more of a bad day. Also, I think I say it every time I do brake lines, you don't have to torque these to the moon, guys. They're a flare. It's just basically, you know, tight and quarter turn. Basically, you know, snug in a quarter to a half turn. That's it. The flare do its job. What happens when you start over tightening these things is you start flattening, mushrooming, whatever you want to call it, that flare, and it ends up, well, not sealing anymore. So then you progressively start tightening and tightening and tightening and tightening, and eventually it's, you know, crap. So angle you guys in, show you the you know, the aftermath of it. I mean, I've commentated pretty good, but yeah, this is what we got going on. Oh, light, should get the other light, but just stay. New, you know, like I was saying, break this guy loose. New soft line all the way up to there. See where the self-locking pliers are. They're just holding that so you get a little leverage when you go to break this line. Screw that in, tighten that, run her down, tighten that. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to do the other side, and I'll get back to you. And we're probably going to tackle the front lines because we got some fabrication to do up there because Super Beetle lowered. But all right, stay tuned for next scene. And if some developments happen on the other side, like I broke something or what have you, I'll be sure to bring you along for the ride. All right, guys, wandering cam engaged. Lines in on the passenger side. I'm not 100% sold on it. The only reason I say that is I don't know if I'll be able to get a good angle on this fitting. Where are we? Hold, please. Oh, squat down. But it is. Stop moving. It looks like it's dang near bottomed out. Oh, it looks like it's dang near, you know, bottomed out on the actual soft line. What is on my face? So, might have to make a new line. Fitting might have been bottomed out a couple times to where it doesn't actually, you know, seal. And again, no fluid came out the back, so reservoir, master cylinder or something. The car does, well, the pedal did do stuff, so that's fine. I mean, we have a new master we're going to be throwing in, so not really an issue. I haven't even looked under there to see if it was wet. I am dirty, but I guess yeah. Let's move to the front side and you know, see what fun and interest. Where are you going now? See what fun and interesting things we move to the front, and let's see what fun and interesting things we have going on up here. Like I said, Super Beetle. I don't know what it is with you guys with drop spindles or drop shocks. Suspension is what I'm getting at. But I think I showed us in another part of it. This brake line, the steel brake line, not being supported to anything, it's a big no-no. So we're gonna make I got a bracket. We're going to weld a bracket off onto here so that, and make a new line so that it's actually, you know, legit and safe. Joy. Yeah, I don't get it. Almost every one I've worked on is like this. The one that came through, I think the orange bug, creative solution the guy had. He took 2 rubber lines, put them together, and well, yeah, it was just one big flex. Not really how I would do it, obviously, because it's not how I'm going to do it. But I mean, at least it wasn't this, because that is dangerous. That's your brakes, guys. You lose the line, you lose your fronts, and well, this one you didn't have rears. So let me get some stuff scrambled, or you know, put together, and yeah, make a mount for this thing so it's actually secure. I'll bring it along for the ride. Gotta drag out my welder. Only question is, am I MIGging or TIGging? Probably MIG, just because it's easier and everybody's a critic. I'll be doing it wrong regardless, but stay tuned. All right, guys, this is what I came up with. I had to call myself up at, you know, Air-Cooled Motorwork, Tool and Die, Co-Sun, Foundry, Esquire, LTD and Company. Quick little down and dirty tabs to hold the brake line or relocate it. Basically, what the brain process is, gonna mount it here, slightly on an, you know, on an angle. Brake line's gonna go in, it gets secured. Pointing more towards the drum, because this the tie rod, it's at its full, you know, full extent of travel. So it only gets bigger, the gap, when it goes the other way. And it clears the spring and all that stuff. So shouldn't have an issue. So let me throw a couple tack welds on, test it out, and I'll bring you in and show you what the, you know, aftermath of the test fit before I finally, you know, glue it to where it needs to be. So stay tuned. Let me shoot some tacks on here for fit, form, and function. I'll be right back to you. All right, guys, you might sort of be able to see what I got going on. Whenever I do the other side, I'll bring you in closer. Better lighting over there. But anyway, bracket is welded in. Soft line is on. You can see it does have a bit of stretch to it, but nothing major. But the big thing is it's affixed and it articulates. No binding, has a good range of motion. So, like I said, it's affixed. Next thing I gotta do is actually make a new hard line. Hopefully these fittings are good because we're gonna reuse them. But yeah, make a new hard line to go from here, to go from the new line on the bottom to the wheel cylinder. So it's gonna be a really short run. I mean, practically minuscule, if you will. So that's the next thing I'm gonna tackle. Or maybe I'll just do the other side and show you. I don't know. I might wrap up this side and then we'll show you brake line and all that stuff, you know, day after on the other side. Like I said, just the lighting's better over there. But all right, let me start making brake hose. Joy. All right, guys, as promised, I'll show you the aftermath on the driver's side of what's going on. Got my radio in loud. Hopefully it doesn't, you know, I get in trouble. But basically, it's the same concept that I did on the other side with the soft line. Still mounted, still swooped to the collector, you know, don't mind the welds. New brake line, nice and easy. Easy bend all the way over. Rotates. No weird bends, no weird, you know, kicks. And same thing. Nice, clean, subtle install. Free of, you know, free of anything as far as, you know, major kinks, major thing. And it's not supported on a line. Because that is the last thing you know, like I said earlier. Let me turn this thing down so I can ramble. All right, guys. Adjuster's free stuff. Let's start rebuilding this thing. I took off the wheel cylinder. 113, pop it off. But, anyhows, get the mask or the wheel cylinder started. I think I said this, it's easier to get them started when they're not attached than when they are attached. so you don't cross thread these things like I almost did in the back. Well, come on. Before I forget, put your bleeder back in. Mainly so you don't lose it, like I almost would have. Crap. Stay. Ugh. Try this again. Not going well. Eee. Stay. Rotate enough. On. You're almost there. Why? Crap. Oh, well, this is just going fan-frickin-tastic. And with 753 simple steps, you too can install a brake shoe. Always do this side first. This side should just slot right in. It's with the indexing and the orientation and, you know, me being weird in brain. Anyhoos. Other drum, shoe, I keep calling them drum. The other part of the drum system, which is the shoe. Get your thing loaded. Moink. Orientate it. Find your hole or your thing and rotate. Like I said, I don't know. I'm a righty, but some reason the left always hand up. It works better for me on this side. Don't know why. All right, that stuff's in. Now for your springs, there's 3 of them. On the new kits, there's a longer side and a shorter side. The longer side with just the hook. I don't know if you can see the hook. It'll go into the weird crevasse that you have. And with the curlicue at the end, those hook into your actual drums. Boop. Boop. Hey, I booped you. You're not supposed to come out. Boop. And final boop. And final boop. Oh, what are you doing? Final boop. It's the final booping. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. There, final boop. All right, all the springs, everything's in. Let me, just gotta throw the drum on. Whew. I'm gonna pack those bearings again because, well, they're out. So I'm gonna dump some more grease in there and we'll slide it on. So give me a minute to just do that. All right, cleaned up, repacked, all that good jazz. Don't fall out of there now. Slide that on. Put the holder in. Clean up some of my mess. Let's tighten this thing down. Tight. Loose. Tight. About a quarter turn. That's how I set them. Done. No wobble, no slop, no nothing. Tighten it down. That actually worked. Where's my half-inch drive hammer? All right. See what happens. All right. Brakes, good. All installed. No new shoes. Next, I guess. Let me look at that master, because pretty sure I have one. Probably haven't swapping it out. Yep, that's how this is gonna go. Well, she doesn't look too terrible. But not gonna chance it. All right. Let me get this master out. I do actually like the Super Beetles a little bit better than normal Beetles. You have more access and only 2 lines to worry about screwing up versus the 3 on the standard. Because if you didn't know, if they get teed and split. Is that leaking? Oh, don't be leaking. Oh, that was run back. It's not. We're good. Anywho's, let me. I'm just gonna swap the master. I'll show you the aftermath if you don't believe me, but it's hard to record from under and over in every other direction. But I will crack these lines just to make sure they crack, and they do. Well, that one did. Someone's been in here before. Yay. All right. That's why I say don't use the moon tune and only use, the flared wrenches. I can tell you someone's been in here before, because if you look at this nut, she's rounded. Yeah, so that nut's rounded. That means someone moon tuned it, and yeah, I'm gonna have to. Hopefully, it's gonna come out easily, but orientation's gonna be hard to get my wrench on now. So, yeah, let me pull out that brake switch. I've had more problems with aftermarket switches, just replacing them out of precaution, than I had. Holy crap! There we go. All right, I actually broke. Yeah, I've had more problems out of aftermarket brake switches than I have using the originals, and I just, if they work, I reuse the original. I was replacing them under precaution. Car sat, how long can it last? Well, it turns out that they last longer than a brand new one off the floor. So, all right, after sausaging myself around, old master's out. She was leaking, so happy we didn't try it, or I didn't try to say reuse it. Like I said, the car came in, it did have brakes? Question mark? Now that I look at it, I think it was just all the things were dragging, because I don't think I have one wheel cylinder that wheel cylinders. Like, I'm not strong, I'm also awkward. I can't even push those in, or out, or rotate them. So, it might have one working brake and 3 dragging ones. So, happy we're going through this all and, replacing everything. Got the new master. Right, y'all? I gotta, dust some paint on it to hopefully arrest the rust on them and get this thing installed, and I'll be right back to you. All right, guys. Master's in. I also ran a new, if you watched one of the other videos, I needed a throttle cable. I also installed one of those. But let's fill this master reservoir. Hopefully find no leaks. I did go back and, hold on, I gotta walk and chew gum. Gurgling's good, just stop. I guess we'll start bleeding. I ran in all the adjuster screws so they're all tight. More than a little drag on them, they're pretty much locked. But the reason I do that is because, hold on, let me move you guys. The reason I do that is usually they'll loosen up when the pads start, the cylinder starts actuating and the pad starts seat. You're gonna have to probably go back and readjust them, but if you set them tighter than what you normally will, usually they self-center and you're good. I'm gonna start at the back. I always regret doing that for some reason. You know what? No, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna do the front first. For some reason, every time I do the back, doesn't matter what process I do, never works. So we're gonna start the front. Where's my wrench? And my high-tech bleeder bottle. So far, I don't see anything dripping out all over the place, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign. We're waking up the system. Go around to the driver's side so I can watch it. Moved. Give it some pumps. All right, seeing air come out, that's good. Well, I told you I'd bring in if, it went well or if it went bad. Well, so far it's not going the greatest. Been fighting with it for about, 2-3 minutes, just trying to get, pressure in the system. Hasn't been working. Reason being, I may or may not have forgot to tighten this. And finally the system started building enough pressure in, or, fluid started flowing, so on and so forth, that, leak showed up. So that's good. I'm gonna go back, tighten this. I know I tightened the body line. I think I did that one on camera. And this side's tight, but I'm gonna double check all the fittings, make sure they're tight. I don't have any unusual leaks on the back end. All these lines that we replaced earlier are nice and dry. So I think my issue is I just got a nice big air leak on the front side. So let me tighten that, and hopefully I'll get back to you with a working brake system. Yep, it's still moist today. Not gonna lie, but I'll be back. Good news. Got the driver's side to bleed out. Bad news, hello compressor, is did I not tighten any of the lines on this car? Because, hold on, crappy light. Whew, still moist, guys. Because that guy, that's not leaking. And I can tell you by the way that it is, yeah, I didn't even try to tighten it. So, whew, let me tighten this one, and then hopefully we'll have fronts, and then find out that I didn't tighten anything in the back, even though I'm pretty sure I did. Really should have checked it before I started this process, but I didn't. Anywho, let me tighten this, hopefully we'll have fronts. All right, guys, with much struggling, fussing to do, the brakes bled, finally. Next thing I'm gonna do right now, just because it's final up with the suspension wise, other than doing alignment, is these wheels, they're going away. They're getting swapped out to a MP8. So let me do a quick dismount and, balance and throw it on and show you what it's gonna look like. Probably only gonna do two because I'm lazy and it's hot. You're just gonna see this side. But, whew, yeah. Let me get them switched real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Slap the MP8s on. I think they look a lot better than the old school style wheels. It fits this car a little bit better, I guess is what I'm going to say. I'm not a fan of chrome wheels. Dull polished, like what was on here, I like. Black MPs, I like those, you know, the 8 spokes. The full chrome, not really a fan, but you know what? They suit this car. With a nice little cleanup, it should be good. I guess with that rambling aside, I still got 2 more I got to mount. Got that one and that one. I just did this side for, you know, thumbnails and looking cool. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this episode. The brakes are done. All that's finished. Don't know if they, I mean, I know they work. You can step on the pedal. But test drive, still got a couple things I got to sort out on the engine. Got to throw some seats in this thing, different seats, and we'll put together that steering column that I took apart to do an ignition. But with that said, next episode, hopefully we're on the road. At least that's the plan, because I'm still dealing with this motor. It has a weird gallop to it, and I don't know what's going on. So be patient. We'll do a test drive, hopefully in the next episode. But with that said, if you like this one, whatever it came out to, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. Promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and hopefully see you on the next one.